and I'm doing this video on the spur of the moment because one of the viewers uh, uh, notified me that some big connection with Trump's head wound happened today. Okay, and remember, I have two predictions. Okay, that on June 11th, Washington State is going to be struck. Okay, so get out of Washington State. It's the biblical beast out of the sea event that's going to happen on June 11th. Then that biblical beast event on June 11th, one of the heads of the beast says it gets a head wound, a deadly head wound, and it heals, and the world wonders after that head wound, after the person who got the head wound, and that's Trump. He's one of the heads of the biblical beast out of the sea, okay, which is Elvis, and Trump is the image of Elvis, okay. Anyway, so Trump gets his head wound on August 4th, but the June 11th event is in Washington State. And you got to get out of Washington State because they're going to destroy part of Washington State on June 11th. And Trump gets the head wound on August 4th in Ohio. Now, this video is about Trump getting his head wound. There was a ritual that just happened for Trump, okay? Now, before I show you what happened today, okay, you got to hear this one, all right? What I showed back in August, it was August 5th in 2021 that I showed this because the story didn't break till August 5th, but they said that this person died in his sleep. He went to bed before midnight. So he could have died at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you know what I mean? Who knows what time he died? But they broke the story August 5th. So they're saying that he died on August 5th in the very early morning because the story broke at 5 a.m. on CNN, and this was the headline, okay? Let me show you the headline. Let's see if I have it here. Give me a second here. Look at this. So this was the headline on CNN, all right? But they didn't have the first name of this person. All it said was, let me make it bigger. It said President Trumpka died. I didn't even see all I saw was Trump because I had just woken up. It was 5 in the morning when I saw the headline. It said President Trumpka died. So I was, I'm here. I am thinking that and look, they even have Trump's name in here. Look at that. Anyway, he was AFL-CIO, some kind of like Teamster or something. Who knows? But anyway, this happened either on August 4th or August 5th, but they're saying that he died in the early morning of August 5th, okay? They're not sure, but they're just, they didn't do an autopsy on him or anything, you know what I mean? So they don't know what time he died. Come on. Anyway, so let's just say he died, because I told you, anything that one day before, one day after, it all connects to each other. It's like a chain link, because August 3rd connects to August 4th, and August 4th connects to August 5th. You get what I'm saying? It's like a chain link. Anyway, so supposedly he died in his sleep. So it could have been August 4th or August 5th, okay? Just like Marilyn Monroe. She died on August 4th. But there's some places where it says August 5th, but she literally did die on August 4th. That's what they're saying, all right? But like I said, some places you'll see August 5th. Anyway, so President, and of course she was involved with JFK, which had to do with assassinations. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, so you had that President Trumpka dying, and then what happened today? All right, that's connected to this August 4th head wound. All right, look at this. So this is what happened today. And by the way, the football team was playing, and I think they announced it because this guy who died was a broadcaster and an ex-football player. And during the Seattle Seahawks football game tonight against the Washington Commanders, and Seattle is in Washington, but Washington Commanders don't play in Washington State. But Seattle was playing the Washington team, okay? and they broadcast this. Okay, watch this. Hold on. When did football player broadcaster look at this. So they're saying that this football player died today. Okay. Look at his name. Look at his name. Trumpy. I mean, can you believe this? And I'm going to tell you why this is important. You see, it could just be a coincidence. But when you see what I'm about to show you, you'll know it's not a coincidence. All right. His name is Trump. He dies at 80. Okay. He dies at 80. Okay. Which is right now, it's no big deal. But Trump's going to turn 80 next year when he has his head wound on August 4th, because next year it's going to happen, right? And he's going to turn 80. But look, his name is Trump, Trumpy. And when did he die? He died Sunday, November 2nd, today's date. Okay? He died today and passed away at his home in the Cincinnati area. And where is Cincinnati? Ohio, where Trump's going to get his head wound. Okay? And watch what I'm going to show you. Look at the images of the guy. Look at this. Look at that. He wears the number 84. I mean, can you believe this? And look, he was born in 45. Are you understanding now what I'm showing you? His name is Trump. He's wearing the number 84. And he died in Ohio. Okay? And what makes this so interesting? Besides what I just showed, here it is. Watch this. When is National Ohio Day?
National Ohio Day is celebrated on November 2nd. However, Ohio's official statehood day is on March 1st, which marks when the Ohio legislature first met.
Can you believe this? So today was National Ohio Day. What? What the hell? National Ohio Day? Never even heard of it. You know what's so incredible? The reason I even know that is because somebody brought it to my attention here today, which had nothing to do with this story that someone just notified me just now. So I found out both of those on the same day, these two connections, So do you see how ridiculous this is? Could it be just a coincidence? If he had just, listen, if it wasn't National Ohio Day today, I would have said maybe it's just a coincidence. But the fact that he's wearing number 84, his name is Trump, he dies on National Ohio Day, and he dies in Ohio. I mean, come on. Oh, and he's born on 3/6, right? Is that when he's born? 3/6. Let me look at that photo again. Oh, I don't have it. Give me a second. No, it doesn't say. Hold on. When did football player Bob Trumpy birth date? 3/6.
Bob Trumpy was born on March 6th, 1945.
3/6/45. 36 and 45. So 666 connection right there, right? 3 6s, right? And 1 through 36 is 666. So you see what I mean? All right. No, do you not see that that's a connection? Can you guys thumb up the video, please? So do you see what I'm saying? This can't be coincidences, people. All right. It's too much of a coincidence. I could show you so much more. This is nothing. I'm just showing you, just, and by the way, Elvis, his address was 306, you get what I'm saying? Because this guy was born on 3/06/36. And in the year 45, and Trump is the 45th president. And you know, Martin Luther King, he was staying in room 306, and the address was 450 where he was killed. You know, I told you Elvis's address is 306 where he was born. Where he was born, I'm saying. All right, anyway, folks, for the people who are new to the channel, you're going to be like, what is this guy talking about? You got to watch all my live streams. If you don't watch the live streams, you're not going to understand, because that's where all my recent videos are. All right, just skip over the Charlie Kirk stuff and watch. And I might be deleting the Charlie Kirk stuff anyway in the future, so you might not even see it on the channel if you're watching this 5 months from now, you know. So I'm just reading the chat here. Anyway, folks, if something else comes up tomorrow, I'll probably redo this video maybe, but maybe not. So just make sure you thumb up this video, and can you comment under the chat, and make sure you watch the last video too, the one about the Tupac. You got to watch that one. That one is just incredible, that video. All right, it shows how it's all connected to Elvis. Just watch the whole video. Make sure you comment and thumb up the video. All right. You can't, like I said, because you can't have all these, you know. And by the way, MLK, Martin Luther King, was killed in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis lived and died. And now Seattle is named after Martin Luther King, the King County. Seattle's King County. You know, that's where it's at. And Martin Luther King was killed on 4/4, but it landed on the 4/5 day because it was a leap year. And who's the 44-45 president? Trump. He's the 44th person, 45th president. And who was the 44th president? Obama, who was born on August 4th. The president right before Trump. Because Trump's going to get his head one on 8/4. You know what I mean? You got to watch my videos, okay? I can't go through every connection. But if you came in late, just watch the first 10 minutes of this video, all right? Just see how it's impossible for these coincidences, okay? And yeah, I usually don't do videos like this about older people dying, okay? It's got to connect way more than just one connection, you know what I mean? There has to be much more, and I just showed it to you, all right? And I'm sure there's more to even the name. There's probably more. You know, I didn't, like I said, I just did this on the spur of the moment. I'm not going to sit here and do an hour video on this. All right, folks, I'm ending the video. Make sure you comment under the chat, okay, of this video, and also the Tupac video. All right. Anyway, God bless all of you. Jesus is God. End the video. Thumb up the video.